G'day guys, and welcome to another Alwaysmoto product inspection. This video is going to be on the EKS Brand Lucid goggles. It's not a review. We've got a different review for that, different video for that. Check the links, it'll be available below. But this video is actually on how to change the goggle lens in the new Lucid from EKS Brand. Remember guys, as always, I'm David Hogan, the Australian physiotherapist responsible for the best moto injury content and product inspections, such as this one, that you haven't yet seen on your social media feeds. To stay up to date with everything that Alwaysmoto is putting out there, all the product inspections to see whether you should be buying these new goggles, which you should, follow us on all our social media accounts. Just in your favorite social media app, search Alwaysmoto and then hit the follow button. It's that simple, guys, and you'll be up to date with everything that we're doing. Now, we've been using these EKS Brand Lucids for a couple of months now, been nearly 2 months. We've had some really great experiences with these. I've actually used these in competition now. We did a enduro cross locally, hence the yellow lens. We had it under lights. I actually purchased this. I didn't get given that. I bought that on my own accord. So I wanted to be able to see if these things would be useful at night as well. And they stood up well. I actually used my other goggles that I usually use all the time. And I was rotating between the pair, and I got to a point partway through the day and decided that the Lucids were the ones that were working the best, and I stuck with them for the rest of the night. So how do you change the lens in these new Lucids? It's really quite simple. It's pretty easy to do. There's these two locking mechanisms, one on either side of the lens. All you've got to do is slide it up, the lens will pop out, and then you put the new lens down and you slide this back down to lock it in place. You've got to make sure that the little pins that are in these slots, it's a little zigzag. You've got to just get that pin slot back up into that top catch point, and that will secure the lens in place. All right guys, so how are we getting the lens out of the new Lucid goggles? Well, look, it's a pretty simple mechanism. You've got to just be a little bit patient with it to make sure you've got everything lined up, and it should work really simply. So let's do it right here live and see how we go. Sorry about any dead air that's coming up. Basically, you want to get that strap out of the way for you so you've got clear access to the locking mechanisms just here on either edge of the goggle frame. Now you can see the pins in the end here, they're in the lock position, and there's a little tab, if you can see that here, on the bottom side of the goggle frame that you've got to push up or pull down to release that goggle lens from the frame. Now all you're going to do, like I said, is push this along. It'll go click like it has. You can check out and see that the locking pins are now in the locked position, unlocked position, sorry. We've got to do that on both sides. Just pop. Now this goggle lens, to get him out, you just grab onto those pins. You'll just release from the frame once you've got those mechanisms out. Now, keep an eye on these lenses. There is some cutouts in the nose and the top, and those bits have got to sit into the frame correctly for you to actually get this back in. And then the mechanism is just a little slot here that locking piece sits into to hold it on. Now, the lens itself doesn't actually go into the frame as such, it just sits in it, on top of it as such. There's a little nice bit of foam that it sits up against, and you've got to, like I said, make sure that those little cutouts around the nose and around this top piece here of the frame are actually in place before you try and lock that into the mechanism, because otherwise it won't actually pick up and you'll be sitting there trying to jam the mechanism shut, and it's just because you haven't lined something up. Now all you've got to do once we do this to get it back in, a little bit of pressure on that tear off mount point just to hold the lens down, and it just clicks back into place. Same on the other side. We check that we've got him all lined up around that nose there, which I don't think we have on that point. That's better. Again, hold him down, a little bit of pressure, he should just click into place, and it's that simple, guys. So that's how we change the Lucid goggle lens in these new EKS Brand Lucid goggles. For more Alwaysmoto product inspections, check out the rest of our channel. There'll be links at the end of the video. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check back for the next episode in our video range. We're going to have some more products coming your way very shortly.